A very good morning to all of you. And we are the team of Faculty of Management and Finance from the University of Colombo. So the team is Gihini, Gajini, Tarini, and myself, Jem. So let's have a look at the flow of the presentation. So our flow of the presentation will start with the introduction and then the identification of the problem, our solution, post-assessment, and finally the conclusion. So moving ahead with the introduction, we can see that Porsche is the largest automobile, one of the largest automobile manufacturer in the world, and they have this futuristic mission where they always pursue sustainability. So most of a noticeable example would be that the adaptation of electric vehicles, almost 40% of their total automobile manufacture production is electric vehicles, and they have a futuristic vision, the strategy 2025, where they are adapting to making sure that electrification and digitalization of the company. So this is a very good company that is making sure that they are always focusing on the longer term. But so now let's consider the how Porsche reacts in China. So before coming to that, it also need to mention that the Taycan, the revolutionary all-electric sports car, is one of the key projects of Porsche that has made a massive or revolutionary impact for the company. So when considering how Porsche is in China, China has been one of the single largest market for Porsche. So basically, in terms of Taycan, they have been like at the top. So Taycan is when it comes to statistics of ACASL, like they have been on the topmost or leading car brand, luxurious car brand in China. But there are certain issues, or there are certain problems that we identified. So basically, we could see that the customer satisfaction is when it comes to after sales customer satisfaction, Porsche is ranking around at third, and when it comes to the dealer satisfaction, it is far less at 10. So there is some issue going on, because if you consider Europe, the European market for Porsche, their dealer satisfaction is really good. That they are at the top in that. But in China, they are 10. So we need to address this problem. So let me give you a brief idea of what our observations were. So mainly there were coordination failures that we could identify when it comes to with regard to the dealer and the customer coordination, with regard to the dealer and the production facility, or with the post. So dealer and the post coordination. So there were coordination failures. One of the key issues that has been led to lack of pre-sales customer satisfaction, and when it comes to weaker after sales services, because mainly what we could see in post China is they are focused on somehow pushing the product to the customer, and then after that, after customer buy the product, then they have no regard to whatsoever about the customer satisfaction. So after sales services at a very but we can say at a very preliminary stage, where it is not up to the maximum optimal extent. And the service failure, because one of the key things, they promise customer one thing but deliver another thing. So a key thing that comes when it comes to proper CRM practices, and also the recovery failures and trust issues. So these and because if customer can't trust the company, then how can the company move ahead in terms of making sure the customer is retained with the company, with Porsche? So these issues are critical issues that we observe need to be addressed. So our solution, which is Porsche Assistant, will deliver a package of solutions for all these problems. Now I would like to invite Gihini to continue.
So our solution, after a lot of brainstorming, ultimately we were able to reach at a solution which we would call as the ultimate solution, which prioritize the objective of enhancing the quality of service and also customer satisfaction. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it is Porsche Assistant until your dream car finds you. This is a web portal, simply a web portal that will be built upon the main website of Porsche. And this will enable the customers to engage with Porsche once they are initiating a particular purchase or simply go for the information hunt. So let's see how this works. Yes. So Porsche Assistant, the web portal, I think it will be much easier if I explain this using a particular scenario. So let's say there's a person called Mr. X. So Mr. X is interested in a Porsche vehicle. What he can do is he can visit to the main website, and there you would see this portal, Porsche Assistant. Once he can see this portal, he can access to it and create a simple user account. So once he creates this user account, he gets the chance of reserving a test drive. So it will be based on the nearest sales center to his location based on the proximity. So he can check on the models which are available. And if that model matches with his intended model, then of course he can make his time slot and go to that particular place on the given time and test out the vehicle. So there can be either two possibilities. Either this person could like the vehicle or they might not like the vehicle. Let's say they don't like the vehicle. Then, of course, he can keep this account with him until the model he likes arrives. So this Porsche Assistant portal will give him updates whether the model is arriving or not. It could be a future model as well. This Porsche Assistant will keep on giving real-time information about future models as well. So let's look at the other possibility. Let's say this person is actually satisfied with the test drive. So if that happens, he can initiate the purchase, meaning he can make the non-refundable payment and then start off with the purchasing process. So once he initiates the purchase, he will be given, upon the payment, he will be given a unique credential. So this unique credential, when he enters this unique credential into this Porsche Assistant portal, new features will be unlocked. So these features would enable this potential customer, actually the customer, Mr. X, to track his order and see the progression of the production of the vehicle and until the day it arrives. So until the order arrives at your home. So that is exactly why we came up with our tagline, until your dream car finds you. So for a moment, let's now take a look at the case that is given. So Paul was interested in a particular model of Taycan, but when he went for the test drive, David arranged a Taycan 4S, which is not the intended model of Paul. So I think there was this mismatch at the very beginning at the test drive. So if we move on to a bit latter part of the scenario, to track the progression of the order, Paul had to constantly contact the salesperson, David, to see the progress of the order, which was a bit of a hassle. And also it wasn't that effective as well. So let's say Porsche Assistant was in act at this time, then obviously these drawbacks, these hindrances would have been easily mitigated. So let's take a deeper look at this Porsche Assistant and what's going on inside this web portal. Rajani? Yes. Okay, so as you can see, this web portal, Porsche Assistant, is being empowered by the portal support team. This portal support team bears this responsibility of feeding real-time data that is coming from the production team, probably based in Germany. And this information will come via the production supervisors. And this information will be fed in to this web portal by the portal support team. So the beneficiaries, the main important beneficiaries of this portal are the dealers and the customers. Also customers, as in this includes potential customers as well. So this, what I explained just now, is just the basic function of Porsche Assistant, the web portal. Now Gajani will take over. She will let you know about the more advanced features or like a deeper look into this Porsche Assistant. Gajani?
Yes. If we take a deeper look into the interface of Porsche Assistant. So here you can see the main drafted interface of Porsche Assistant. So once a customer sets his mind, a potential customer sets his or her mind to purchase this particular vehicle, before that he will be having a doubt to go through a test drive in order to identify which model suits him. So once he gets into this portal, he will be able to see two options. So the first main option is test drive and then place an order. The first test drive option, once he clicks into this particular button, he will be directed to book a slot. So he will be directed to book a particular time slot based on the available models that are available for this particular test drive. The second option is once a potential customer is converted into a person who has already booked an order. So once he click on this place an order button, he will be directed to these three options. There, the first option will be tracking the progress of his production of the order, and the second option will be rewards. So that's basically rewards is basically something that we provide to satisfy the customer once he or she makes a purchase, where they can earn certain reward points so that they can also redeem those reward points for future purchases with push. So this basic strategy is being implemented by push in order to retain their customer base. And the third option is feedback. So once the sales have been made to that particular customer, it is important that we get a proper feedback. So the customer relations team can also overlook this feedback system where they can have like a small form or something on a rating basis to identify how the service has been provided to that customer. And here you can see a small chatbot feature that is also available in this interface. So using this chatbot, what the customer can do is he can like get assistance during booking a slot for test drive or even placing an order with push. So this is particularly a chatbot that is giving some automatic generated replies where he can also book a time slot or an appointment to contact the sales agent directly through this particular chatbot feature. Then the second interface is basically the track interface. So once this customer clicks on this place order feature, he will be directed to track. So this particular track is getting connected with the production team through the portal support team that has been empowered this particular portal. So once this track feature is available, here you can see there are three specific features. The first feature is main body. So once the main body is assembled, when the taken main body is assembled, he will be able to identify how much level is completed. So he will be able to identify a bar which shows over here, the completion rate or something. Then comes the specification. So based on the specifications that the customer has selected for his model, once each and every specification is completed by the production team, he will be able to see a particular crossover the specific features that he has selected. So that it's easy for the customer as well as for the portal support team to track whether we have fulfilled the customer's desired needs. And then comes this shipping feature. So when it comes to shipping feature, basically shows a timeline where once the model has been departed from the German warehouse and once it has been reached to the specific outlet in Hong Kong as well, or Hong Kong, or even in the other specific regions. So here you can see under the implementation phase, here it's basic timeline where we are trying to like implement this particular portal. So after the initial planning stage, we will be taking 2 months to come up with a proper design for this particular portal. And we'll be taking like proper 6 months where we are developing this portal through the IT expertise that are available. And then 12 months will be taken for testing and maintenance features. So once the portal is available, once the portal has been developed, we'll be giving this particular portal for a specific set of customers who have purchased the taken model. So once that is purchased, we'll be like following up and identifying the feedback from those set of customers as well. And not just the feedback, like even after we receive feedback, we'll be having a constant follow-up process. Apart from that, this 12 months will be also allocated for trainings that is given for the portal support team. Moving on, Sharon.
Now, let us look at the limitations of this solution. If the customers do not have the required IT skills, then this might be a disadvantage. It will be difficult for them to access the portal in an effective manner. The benefits of using the portal cannot be gained by these customers, and the ultimate goal that was tried to accomplish through building this portal cannot be met if the customers do not possess the required IT skills. The next limitation can be the technical issues. Accessing the portal requires a proper network connection, and it is also important that the portal allows to carry out the tasks in a smooth manner. The customers will be encouraged to use the portal only if the user experience is satisfying. Security issues can also be identified as another limitation since it can deter the customers from using the portal. This solution aims to improve the satisfaction of customers, but if there are any security issues, it might act as a limitation. Moving on to the advancements that can be done in the future, auto-generated reports on the orders placed by the customers can be provided to the senior management. The report will also include details such as the specification and the delivery date. Through these reports, it is possible for the senior management to be aware of what is actually happening and the actions that need to be taken. The senior management would get to know whether each specification is included according to the customer's preferences. The service failure and recovery failure can also be eliminated through this. It will also ultimately affect the customer satisfaction in a positive manner, and the customers would understand that the senior management is also aware of what has been taking place. A pricing model based on the specifications can be included on the portal. Based on the different order specifications, the price can be determined. Through this, the customers will be able to have a clear idea on the price of the final product. A video on the final product can also be included on the portal. Based on the customer's personalization, the final product would vary. The customers would want to know how the final product would turn out. Thus, it would be better if a video on how the car works is included on the portal. This will help the customers a lot in the long term, and a better customer experience can be ensured through doing this. Now, I invite Jamin to summarize the solution that was presented today.
Yeah. So you all might have all throughout this presentation, you might have understood how Porsche Assistant will help Porsche to overcome all their difficulties when it comes to customer relationship management and handling customer complaints, to making sure that the dealership and the customer have a proper relationship and the customer is not misled and customers' promises are being kept to the standards, and there is proper coordination with customers, dealers, and with the production team. So this is a holistic solution that covers each and every aspect that we are currently Taycan is facing issues. So by implementing Porsche Assistant, Taycan would truly be able to make sure that it's the true Porsche for the age of electromobility. So it's up to Taycan to take our solution into consideration. And here's the end of our presentation. But thank you very much for listening.
So thank you for your presentation. It is now time for the Q&A session. Please keep the question concise and leave your thoughts and comments for the feedback section. The 15 minutes countdown starts now. Let's hear the first question.
Sure. Thank you for your presentation, Team Sri Lanka. Just wondering, for this web portal, have we done any financial costs and benefit analysis?
Yes, so the main cost will be for HR, right? So the portal support team that we are providing in order to have a proper assistance towards having a proper interconnected assistance when from the production team as well as to the dealers and customers. So the main investment will be towards HR. So we have thought like around per year, the USD 300,000 would be a beneficial cost to invest towards HR, including their compensation as well as benefits that will be provided to them.
Just to add on to that, I would say that hence we were not exactly provided what the liquidity position and the profitability of Porsche with the information that we were given. So still, we assume that Porsche is in a financial stable position based on their sales. that have been indicated to implement such a portal, because there's a portal development cost, as Gajin properly mentioned, there's a HR cost related to the post assistant team. So likewise, so we hope that they are in a proper position to implement. So, but they need to make sure that they conduct an investment appraisal, like NPV calculations and IRR calculations, to make sure that it is up to a profitable, or else it is a worthy investment for them. So that part they need to make sure.
Right. So on the HR piece, you were saying it's going to cost additional or fewer. I didn't. Just to clarify a bit, it's going to cost extra HR costs or fewer HR costs.
It would cost extra HR costs, because we are trying to put an additional team that will be there at the production facility as the team with the post assistant, team for the post assistant. So because the thing is, production supervisors might not be able to update the portal because they are quite busy with the production. So there need to be someone else who the production supervisor will communicate, okay, this part was done of this person's vehicle. So then the team will update it in the portal. So the customer and the dealer will be able to check that through the portal, right? So that will make world easier for the production team as well as for the customer.
Yeah, to that, this also includes the training that will be provided to the team in order to carry out the functions smoothly.
Also, this would cost an initial cost, but I think that this would definitely bring long-term benefits, because it's the initial cost that is high. But once this is being implemented properly, once that test run of 1 year is done, this would obviously help on I'm sorry, to improve the brand image of Porsche as well, because this is obviously assisting the customers, and they would have a better attitude towards the customer and the CRM aspect of Porsche.
Right. So that I understand the solution a bit better. So I say I want to buy a Porsche. I went into the portal, I arrange a test drive, I see it. So when I go to the dealership, I test the car. I can't talk to any sales. I need to go back home and look at this and order it online again, or I can still speak to a sales, ask him or her questions. He will answer, he will serve me. And then how am I going to navigate between the two systems? Yeah.
Thank you for that question. Okay, go. Gajani, go. Oh, no. Okay, so it's like this. Yes, you go for the test drive. So once you are physically there, so this, mind you, this test drive is arranged according to your availability and also according to availability of the model. So once you reach there, of course, you can experiment as into go on with the test drive. And obviously, you would have questions then and there. And the sales assistants are there. It's their job to be at the physical center and to address your problems. Now, let's say you clarify your problems that you have there. And just like Paul, once you get home, you go through YouTube, maybe tutorials and feedback and reviews on this vehicle, and you get new questions. That is where this chatbot option comes in. There you can directly like on a real-time basis, you can connect with Porsche and right away shoot your question and get answers to it. Right, Gajani?
Directly, like saying once they like go on to the chatbot, it will say some kind of an automatic reply. But once that particular automatic reply comes in, they'll be able to connect with an agent from that particular Porsche outlet, so that they can like directly clarify all their queries that they have related to the models and related to their test drive and how their service is going to be after the purchase as well.
So what's the benefit for me to go home and do this instead of just calling up my sales?
Yeah, so one benefit is like they can get it on a real-time basis, like how many calls they could make. So like queries, like you get queries like once you start to like come up with reviews, then there will be like a lot of questions going on, right? So you can like make one call, but then I think it does not like once you like start calling, it might like dissatisfy the customer, as well as it could be creating problems from the sales agent's point of view as well. So I think this particular chatbot is like a holistic solution to like avoid those number of calls, and also like to provide like more of a satisfaction to more of a satisfaction to the customer's point of view as well, because the person who is coming to Porsche is like will be like more prominently using digitalization portals and stuff like that, and he's familiar to use that as well, right? So that is why we came up with this particular chatbot solution.
Yeah, I think Melissa raised a question which I had as well. So the focus here has been on the Porsche Assistant, this portal and website, etc. The problem with the case here is the dealer it's not performing, it's not doing enough or doing enough sort of sales after sales service, etc. So I guess. But how are we going to actually improve on that? Because what I'm hearing now, it seems that the reliance would be on the Porsche Assistant.
Yes. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. We truly understand. So we too had the same issue. So what we were trying to do is like we cannot be sure whether even if we give proper training for the dealer, will dealer act in the best interest of both the customer as well as Porsche? Because right now what we see is dealer is acting only for his own interest by trying to just to make the sale. So after making the sale, they doesn't regard for customer or like making sure that they follow back with the production team and making sure that they communicate customer requirements properly to the production team. So those aspects, it seems to be missing. So what we assume is like, even though we make sure that through training, we provide dealer with proper training on that, but how there will not be any incentive for dealer to come up with to make sure that he serves the customer in a better way. So what we thought of is, let's keep the dealer aside for a bit and let's make sure that customer can directly connect with the production team. So and see how his car is being built in real time, and how and he can make sure that all the things are all queries are being addressed in real time. And so the dealer can always focus on making the sales. And he might not need to even make his expertise on making sure the customer retention or making sure that the customer is being communicated on everything. So they can only focus on making the sales. That is that crucial part, and not on other criteria, which adds a further burden for the dealer as well.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit, I guess, concerned with this change because there doesn't seem to be. I don't know how the dealer will sort of how the service would interact with the chat box. So you seem to suggesting that there may be different channels of communication, and also buying a car. It's a big investment. I would have thought people would really go in and take a look and do a lot of examining on whatever's available in the shop. So I just wonder how the Porsche Assistant can sort of make this whole experience, improve this whole experience or make it better.
As we said earlier, the customers could just let's say you are just at home and you are just idea pops into your head, and maybe I should take a look at the new range of Porsche. So that is how we are going to facilitate their interest in Porsche. What you get is if you are interested, you just go to the website and then you see this portal where you can actually create an account. So when this account is created, there would be this feature which is initially activated before any purchase or test drives or whatsoever. It's that they get real-time information about the model itself, new models that is coming in. So all the details will be there. And let's say now this person is making this huge decision of buying a car. So if in that case, obviously it is a huge decision, and there's a lot of thought that goes into it. So this person is always anxious, will my money worth this? So that is why we are giving a visual progression of the status of the order. You see, for some people, let's say a detailed report will not make sense at all. They are busy people and it might not their scope of knowledge, though they would just take the report and would be what's going on here? So here this interface is made in a very user friendly way. So at a glance you see, okay, so that my process, by order is in process. Okay, it's still in manufacturing. And also with further enhancements, like we can also provide video footage. That is that would be like a long-term step. But if that is also enabled, that person can actually look after his vehicle. It is, I think it will also improve that experience of getting a new vehicle, because that person is aware about all the small things that is going on with his vehicle, which is like assembling the tires, do anything. It can be anything. So this person is somewhere very far away from Germany, but still he knows what exactly going on with his order. So I think that is a very good feature of this web assistant, post assistant, which will enhance the customer experience as well.
Yes, adding to that, the chatbot that we were querying about. So chatbot, like where the customer will be directly contacting the dealer, the agent who's from that particular dealer, from the nearest outlet. So basically, he's contacting from the nearest outlet. He is going to like take a look for the test drive as well. So that's basically one of the options that we can provide to him as well. So that improves the customer satisfaction a bit.
Thank you. Just to clarify, the person behind the chatbot is someone in Germany or someone in China from the from the dealership?
It's going to be someone from China. Someone from China in the sense, if the person is from Hong Kong, then it's going to be someone from Hong Kong, like the dealer from Hong Kong, the sales agent from Hong Kong. It's easier for him to like directly contact.
So if I see a problem, the tires is not what I want in that graph that was mentioned, I go to the chatbot. Is that what you're saying? And this chatbot will then speak to the person in Germany? And how's that different from me calling up my sales then?
Yeah, that is different because we have the post assistant team. So that team is there in Germany. So they also have the access to the chatbot as same as the dealers in Hong Kong. So they too, as they are the in Germany, the post assistant team's main duty, as you correctly mentioned, is to assist customers as like, for example, the example that you said, like if there's some issue with the tires. So they will assist that because they are like directly with the production team. So they know what is actually going on with the car. So, but for example, if they think, like for example, in the initial stages, as you mentioned, like if they want to know, like what are the special features from Taycan, like what can I get from it? So like at the initial stages of buying it. So then, of course, the Hong Kong team, the dealers could assist them on stating these are the features and how our customers are satisfied. So those things they can assist in terms of the like in the initial stages, in the Hong Kong team could assist, but in the production stages, the post assistant team could assist them.
So what if the customer cannot speak English?
So in that case, of course, we will make arrangements where the Hong Kong team will be able to get it translated back to the and send the message back to the post assistant team in Germany. And we also will try to make sure that the post assistant team in Germany will have Chinese speakers, because as clearly mentioned, so in Porsche, the largest single market for Porsche is China. So of course there need to be some Chinese speaking person in the team, post assistant team in Germany as well.
I'll be basically dealing with two different teams in this web portal.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually have some question, but I think we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
all.
team.
The
Thank you.
judges will now stay in the room for deliberation. So team will place you in the meeting room and will bring you back for the feedback session in a few minutes time. Everyone else, please kindly leave the room and we'll see you later for the results announcement. Thank you.